Good evening, everyone. Tonight is February 6th, the 5:30, our regular scheduled meeting. Thank you for coming. Call the meeting to order. Mr. Simcoe.
Yes, we'll call the roll. Mr. Genowine?
Here.
Mr. Crandall?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney?
Here.
Simcoe here.
All right. If you would, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Were there any questions on the approval of the minutes for January 9th, 25th, and 29th?
I'll move to combine and approve the minutes for January 9th, 25th, and 29th.
Second.
Call the roll. Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. Actually, if Curtis and Michael could just sit tight just for a second, we got to move. We're going to move Dave Simcoe's fiscal report. He's got to head out to an unfortunate visit this evening. So if you don't mind, we're just going to get Dave knocked out, and then we'll get back on track here. So thanks for everybody's patience.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We really have our month end for the fiscal officer, actually the December 17th month end, so that's the end of the year numbers. And if you look at them on the top under 2017, you see that on the revenue side we actually did a little bit better than what we anticipated in the budget, and so that's always a good thing when revenue is a little bit higher than what you expected. So that's good news. But we always pay attention to the expenditures, and here if you look at our budgeted amount, we came in on all of our funds at less than what we anticipated expending. And I think that's something that's very good for the township to be able to see that we'll really hold the line on our expenditures. And as the trustees know, how we budget is we work closely with the department heads, and the department heads communicate with staff, hopefully, to try to come up with the expenditures that we're going to need to make during the course of the year. And all the departments know that they don't have to. It's not as though if you don't spend it, you lose it here. You may not need to make an expenditure this year that you thought you did, and so you can budget for it next year. Many departments in other townships and other entities, departments try to spend the money because they figure they're not going to get it back next year. Because if you don't spend it, you lose it. Well, we don't do it that way here. If you don't really need it, if you decide you didn't need it, then you don't spend it, and you can take a look at it next year, and maybe you'll need it then. And so it's really a collaborative effort, I think, between the trustees, the department heads, and the employees that we have here that work on coming up with appropriate expenditures. And so I think it reflects well on the collaborative effort that we have on budgeting here. So our numbers were good last year, so I guess we'll try again. We get another chance for 2018, and hopefully we'll do well in 2018 too. So I think the trustees did a great job on this, and on watching expenditures, but more importantly, I know the trustees agree in the various departments that we have in keeping expenditures down, recognizing that we have limited funds that we're trying to get along with here. So, unless anyone has any questions on the month-end analysis, I'm going to move to a few resolutions that I have.
You just quickly, Dave, don't cut yourself short on this too. You're certainly part of the team here. So,
okay, well,
yeah, we appreciate your effort.
Okay,
let's get to the resolutions then.
Yeah, here we go. The first one is Resolution 18-017, and it's approval of payment on then and now purchases. And now and then we get some bills in that we need to get paid before we can really get purchase orders out. And when I first came, we used to have a lot of then and nows because we weren't as we needed to tighten up how we're running things in our departments and in the fiscal department. And so we generally don't have as many then and nows now. I think we do a better job on doing our expenditures and getting things tended to. So, but you always have some at year end, and here they are. And so I'd ask you to pass this resolution 17-017, approving then and now payments.
I'll authorize Resolution 18017, approval of payment then and now purchase.
Second.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And then the next resolution is 18-018, and it's a creation of an account number and an appropriation. And what we're trying to do is a little bit better job so we can pay more quickly our gasoline bills in that. And so we're going to be paying our gasoline bills out of the general fund, and then we will bill the fire fund, and I forget our other one that we're doing, the road fund, and then it'll make for a more efficient payment. We can take advantage of some discounts so we don't miss them, and then we'll reimburse from the fire and the road back to the general fund. So the general fund isn't going to lose anything. It's just that we're trying to get a little more efficient in how we're paying these bills here, and get them paid properly and on time.
Dave, does that include police too?
No, right now it's just fire and road.
Just fire?
Right, yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
No, Scott, is there a reason we're not doing? Well, that's right, yeah, they have their own pump, so they pump their own gas.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I'll offer Resolution 18018, creation of account number and appropriation.
Second.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
And lastly, Resolution 18-019, appropriation of, from unencumbered balance. And what we're really doing here, there's a few corrections, additions, et cetera, to the budget. On the sheet that we sent out to you, there's an explanation, when you see it up on the board, as to why we're making these adjustments and these additional appropriations from unencumbered funds. It's just some additional tweaking of the budget, that's really all it is.
I'll offer Resolution 18-019, appropriations from unencumbered balance.
Second.
Mr. Crandall? Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
That's really all I have.
Great.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Dave. Good luck tonight.
I saw on that one, we're redoing the lights at Station 2, switching them out to LED. That was like $55,000, part of the one, right there.
Your LED.
That is on the agenda for this year, yes.
Okay,
That's the next station. We've done 3s and 4s and 2s this year.
nice.
Great. Thanks. Good luck tonight, too.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, John, if we could just keep switching things around just quickly. Why don't we get, love to have Curtis Myers come up, and then we have the fire department.
Well, I'd like to hold off on Curtis Myers. He's actually out on patrol right now.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be here as soon as he can. He's
Okay.
actually working. But let's move the fire up.
How about bring Mike up? Yeah.
Mike and Jim.
Today we have the oath of office for newest lieutenant, Mike Behan. You'll repeat after me, Mike. I, Mike Behan,
I, Mike Behan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will obey and support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will obey and support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the laws and revised code of the state of Ohio,
the laws and revised code of the state of Ohio,
the established laws and ordinances within Sylvania Township,
the established laws and ordinances within Sylvania Township,
and the rules and regulations of the Sylvania Township Fire Department,
and the rules and regulations of the Sylvania Township Fire Department,
that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties of the position of lieutenant paramedic
discharge the duties and position of lieutenant paramedic
according to all governments therein to the best of my ability.
according to all the governments therein to the best of my ability.
I take and subscribe this oath
I take and subscribe this oath
before the Board of Trustees and the Sylvania Township Fire Chief
before the Board of Trustees and the Sylvania Township Fire Chief
the 6th day of February, 2018.
this 6th day of February 2018.
aboard. It's Neil.
Mike's been waiting for this for a while, and he's worked very hard to get there, so we're very proud of him. I have one resolution this evening, gentlemen. When we sat down and went through the aerial ladder that we're getting ready to order, we noticed there were some things that we could have changed around and added, a couple of safety features and a couple of maintenance features. So our purchase went up about $10,000. So Resolution 18016 is to amend the resolution from purchase price of $758 to $768. It was like a generator. We needed to improve it just a little bit from where it was when we first sat down. And as you remember, we wanted to get it done at the end of the year to save almost $50,000, so...
I'll offer Resolution 18016 to amend Resolution 17136.
Second.
Sammy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. And Officer Curtis Myers is here, and we'll go back to that part of the agenda. This is the oath of office for Officer Curtis Myers. So if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I, Curtis G. Myers,
I, Curtis G. Myers,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and that I will, in the laws and ordinances of the Township of Sylvania,
and the laws and ordinances of the Township of Sylvania,
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties of police officer and constable
discharge the duties of police officer and constable
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good timing, Curtis. Congrats. Yeah, good seeing you. You guys can all stay if you want. Yeah, see ya. Hey, good seeing you, Todd. All right, man.
Okay, now back to the agenda, which would be the zoning, hearing of the public. Nobody signed in under hearing of the public.
Darrell, you're up. Please.
Good evening.
Evening.
I have the monthly report for zoning for the month of December. I'll just go through this real quick, and if you have any questions, I'll entertain those. But basically, we finished up in number of permits and down in dollar value of permits for the month of December, but for the year 2017, we finished up on both the number and the dollar value. And Scott, if you can go to the next page, there's the graph that indicates number of permits issued by the zoning department by the year. The next page, the single-family dwelling permits, we actually were under from 2016, number of permits, but the estimated value was up. For 2017, $310,000 was the average estimated value of a new home in Sylvania Township, and there's the graph below that with the number of single-family permits issued. just slightly down from 2016. Zoning complaints, we finished the year, well, the month had a slight increase, and then the year had just a slight increase also from 2016. And then just one last item on the items of note. Scott, one more page. Thank you. The zone change request for 8732 Brent Road, I just want to make a note that that will be before the zoning commission next Wednesday, the 14th, at 6 p.m. And there's two zone change requests, one to R1 and the other one to R2 PUD. And if the board has any questions on the monthly report?
Bill, I did have a question, or
Sure.
wanted to see if you could look into something. Reading the land use plan, I mean, I was kind of surprised that our residents wanted more park and open space. Could you kind of find out from Olander and maybe the Metro Parks what it costs them to manage, you know, on an acre basis? Because having run the campaign, one of the biggest things people complain about is our property taxes out here. And if we keep adding parks and bike trails and stuff, they all add to the quality of life, but they also come at a price. So if we got to go out and sell that, I would like for them to at least to be able to put a price tag with that
Sure.
before we move forward on some of those initiatives.
Okay, will do.
Thanks.
I share your concern there, but through the process, that's what the citizens...
If you ask somebody they want something, they're going to say yes, but if you tell them then that costs something, then they say, well, wait a minute, I didn't bargain for that. And so I just think that if we're going to do that, we should tell them some of the details behind
I
it.
tend to agree with you, especially small parks. We're going
Right, the
out.
neighborhood parks, right.
Yeah, if we can at least put those in the neighborhood association, the HOA, that's what we should be doing, because they're hard to maintain. And in the report, it also says we have a lot of park facilities in the community. It's just the smaller ones that we don't have. That's a good catch.
Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you.
Rob?
Good evening. I just have one item, Resolution 18-009, accept roadways into the township maintenance system. Lucas County Engineer's Office passed resolution and recommends these two plats be accepted into our system, therefore request approval.
I'll offer Resolution 18-009, accept roadway in the township maintenance system.
Second?
Alderman Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes.
Mr. Moe?
Yes.
Thank you. Just as an FYI, currently, we're at 131.11 miles in the township.
Thanks, Rob.
Now I noticed too, the police is doing their December monthly report because we skipped the second meeting in January. Is the fire doing theirs tonight as well?
No, the fire and road will be doing it at the next meeting, then in March, we'll get back,
December and January?
and then in March, we'll get back to all four on the same meeting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good evening.
Hi, Jim.
What you guys have before you is the monthly report for the month of December of 2017. I know you guys have had some chance to review it, so I'm going to be very brief with this. Just some things I'd like to point out would be on page number 3, Scott. Our burglaries and our thefts were way down for the year, which is a very good thing for everybody here. So I wanted to point that out. On page 5, Scott, I'd like to point out that in December, the detective, or the officer that's assigned to the DEA task force, in the month of December, they did confiscate 57 kilos of marijuana and did open up 6 new cases for that month. On page 6, Scott, is the community affairs. That's a busy month for them. So they did the Shop with the Hero programs at Meijer and Walmart. They also helped with the gift basket intake at Sylvania Services. And, they're always at the schools, helping out with the schools, getting people, getting the kids to and from and so forth. And then lastly, I just want to point out the on page 12, Scott, that just summarizes how many hours of training the department had as a whole, which shows that, for the whole year of 2017, we had 1,980 hours of training department-wide. You guys have any questions?
Thanks for getting that on the website too, Nancy, I see, oh, she left, but yeah, thanks for getting that out, Jim.
Question. On administration, I have two review for request for new liquor license. 6437 West Central Avenue, that's the old BP station right there at the Expressway. I went by there today, I noticed that there's some construction guys out there, so they must be working to reopen that. I don't know if they're reopening as a gas station or just as a carryout. And the second one is the 4001 Holland, Sylvania. That's the Valerio gas station down there at Holland, Sylvania and Sylvania. They're asking for a new liquor permit for that. I have emails from both the police and fire department. They have no objections to the email. Once again, if you have no objections, you do not have to take any action on this. My next resolution is accepting the street lighting petition and set the hearing date. This is for the street lighting position of Mallard Point Plat 2, and the hearing for this will be set for March 6th at 5:30.
I'll offer resolution 18014, street lighting petition.
Are we accepting this, or are we setting?
Setting the date.
You're setting the petition and then setting the meeting date.
Okay. Second.
Alderman, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And then my next resolution is 18015, and this is accepting the street lighting petition and setting the hearing date for Woodstream West, Plat 13. And once again, this hearing will be set for March 6th at 5:30.
I'll offer resolution 18015 to accept street lighting petition, and set dates for hearing for Woodstream West.
Second.
Alderman, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. And we
And
got
since we've done the fiscal officer, we'll have open discussion and hearing of the public, and nobody signed in for those.
Hey, John, it's been a while since you and I touched base on this. How is your management meetings setting up with departments? Where are you at with that?
My goal is I will be meeting with the individual department heads, managers, once every 2 weeks.
Okay, great.
And a quick meeting, and anything that's important, I'll put in my administrative letter. And then I also have a goal of meeting with the whole managers and departments quarterly, where we'll all sit down and discuss among ourselves anything that comes up.
Fantastic. Okay, thank
And
you.
that'll be starting this month.
Thanks for following through on that. I forgot about that for a while.
How often are your managers meetings?
The
When you...
big one's quarterly.
Quarterly?
Yeah.
When you do meet with the departments, I would suggest you might go to the police and fire, just to be there and...
See what they have to say and everything. Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Anything else on that? I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session for pending or imminent court action, administration, personnel, police department.
At 5:55.
Thank you.
Second.
Alderman, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
I'm going to John.
You just go ahead. We're good. Okay.
We on, rolling? Okay. I'd like to come back from executive session at 6:54.
Second.
Alderman, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. And I'll offer resolution 18-013, authorization of settlement, agreement, and release.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. All righty.
Motion.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Yeah, sorry, 6:54 3/4.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
It's only your second meeting, Neil. We'll get you.
I know.